I'm going to dive into now my projected first rounders, my potential first rounders here for the 2021 NFL Draft when you talk Alabama football. And the first guy here I look at, Alex Leatherwood, an offensive tackle, left tackle. Alex Leatherwood, to me, top 5 pick. He will go in the top 5 of this year's draft. At 6'6", 312 pounds, he's got it all. Size, length, athleticism, long arms, big hands, really good pass protector, really good run blocker. He is the full, complete, total package. Here's a guy that's got a lot of experience playing offensive tackle, though he started his career as an offensive guard. He can go to any NFL team right now. You plug him in, he's a starter. Alex Leatherwood, to me, top 5 pick. Moving on down here, Devontae Smith at wide receiver. Smitty, I was flirting with him between top 10, top 15, but after what he did in just taking over games against Ole Miss, Georgia, and Mississippi State, Smitty, to me, top 5 pick. And it's crazy to think about. Alabama had Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs III, Jaylen Waddle, Devontae Smith all together, but prior to Waddle coming in, it was Jeudy, Ruggs, and Smitty. And people looked at Jeudy, people looked at Ruggs, but it was Devontae Smith that was Mr. Consistency. It was Devontae Smith that was Mr., if you overlook me, if you undervalue me, I will burn you and I will make plays. It's Devontae Smith who has tied Amari Cooper for most touchdown receptions in school history with 31. He's got a chance to chase Cooper's mark in catches, chase Cooper's mark in career receiving yards, but Devontae Smith has become that guy that can just take over a football game. And I know people look at, well, he's not big enough, but smaller receivers are dominating the league right now. Have you seen Tyreek Hill? Have you seen Odell Beckham Jr., despite the fact that he blew out his knee this season? Have you seen Tyler Lockett? Have you seen Deebo Samuel? Have you seen some of these guys? It's the smaller receivers now that are taking over the league. And Devontae Smith, 6'1", $175, has got all the traits, tools, skill set, top 5 pick to me right now, is taking over football games. You move on down now to Jaylen Waddle. Jaylen Waddle at wide receiver, top 15 pick, even with the injury. And the reason why I say even with the injury, John Mechie spoke to reporters on last week, and he talked about how Waddle is one of one. He's a one-of-one type guy. He's that special. You don't see too many one-of-one type guys in college football. You don't see too many one-of-one type guys in the NFL. So when you get a talent of a Jaylen Waddle, you don't pass on that. You don't overlook that. You don't hit veto on that. You draft that, because in today's NFL, you get a receiver that's fast, electrifying, great route runner, hands, and can dominate on special teams too. That's a nightmare on the field for defensive coaches, for special teams coaches, for all coaches to deal with that are going against Jaylen Waddle for whichever NFL team chooses to draft him. So even with the injuries, we know he's going to bounce back strong. I just want to see how he runs his 40 at the NFL Combine should he choose to go to get drafted. We all know with the weird COVID year, all of these guys can choose to come back, but should they go, there's that right there. But for Jaylen Waddle, top 15 pick to me, even with the injury, he's a one-of-one, very special, dynamic player. As we move on down here now to Patrick Surtain in the secondary at that cornerback position, Surtain to me, top 20 guy. And he has quietly put together a very solid, strong, successful year. One of the team leaders in pass breakups. He got a pick 6 against Mississippi State. Really big time pick 6 there. If you look at Pro Football Focus, a site that dives into the analytics of both college and professional football, PFF, every week when they do a cornerback graphic, Patrick Surtain is one of the highly graded, top-rated corners in college football, according to PFF. And he's only given up one touchdown reception on his side of the field, and that was against Tennessee when Guarantano found Josh Palmer. So Surtain, to me, top 20 pick here in this draft. As we go down to Najee Harris, Najee at running back, first-round pick. He could go between 15 and 20, but, top first-round pick here for right now when you look at Najee Harris and the guy that is having a big year. Coach Saban told him, if you come back, we're going to give you every opportunity to hit on the goals that you have, individual-wise, team-wise. Harris has done that. 124 carries, 714 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's averaging 119 yards per game rushing. He's got 3 100-yard games. Only needs 500 yards to tie the all-time career rushing mark in score history that's set there by one Derrick Henry. So Najee Harris, to me, first rounder, could be a top 20 guy, but I could see him between picks 25 and 32. Still a first rounder there, Najee Harris. Next guy is Landon Dickerson. And Dickerson's got it all here. He's got the size, he's got the athleticism, he's got the leadership, the communication, the IQ, the toughness, the girth. You don't want to mess with Landon Dickerson. And as good as he was last year, he's even better this year. A lot more versatility. Can play center, can play guard, play tackle. When he was at Florida State, Alabama has put a lot of really good centers in the NFL, whether it was Antoine Caldwell, Barrett Jones, Ryan Kelly was really good, William Blahos was pretty decent, Bradley Bozeman was pretty solid right there, but Landon Dickerson is right up there with all of those guys. Can block, run block, can pass block, can fit in the second level, take on a linebacker, block guys completely out of the play, set up the run game, great in pass protection. Landon Dickerson, first round pick, somebody's going to get a really good offensive lineman right there. And so last but not least, Mac Jones, first round pick. I mean, he's gone from being overlooked, being doubted, being underrated to here's a guy that legitimately has right now first round value and leads the SEC in completion percentage, passing yards, passer rating, total QBR. The only quarterback for Alabama football with 3 straight 400-yard passing games. He's doing it all this year. The marriage between he and Sarkisian, just as good, if not better, than the marriage of Tua Tagovailoa and Coach Steve Sarkisian. So he's already listed as the 5th quarterback to be taken first round in the draft on Todd McShay's board. I got him as the 7th first rounder for Alabama in my projections here in terms of the 2021 NFL draft. But that's just yours truly putting on my draft hat. 7 projected first rounders for me when you look at Crimson Tide football. But if you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage on your Crimson Tide, very simple and easy to do this, Tide Nation. You get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you have the Android phone. For your audio listening needs, we got you right here, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We have you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football as the Crimson Tide will take on Kentucky next week. But as always, Tide Nation, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link will be found in the description. Also, you can get that 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. That's WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com. That link will be in the description as well. But until next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, the weekend is in, but still do those things legitimately to not be bored. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself. Protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and this has been In My Own Words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.